Heathtown in Wolverhampton was once a model of 60s living, the high life in high rises, but neglect and growing crime meant it became one of the least desirable places to live in the Midlands. Regeneration was planned in the 90s, but the funding fell through. Today, 4 years after new plans were announced, demolition work finally started to make way for hundreds of new homes and community facilities. Ben Godfrey has this special report.
The sight of workmen preparing the ground for demolition is the sight tenants of Heathtown never thought they would see. By the end of 2017, the foundations will be laid for 300 new homes.
It is taking a long time, and Heathtown hasn't always been a popular estate. We now find that people do want to live on the estate, but in doing so, of course, they deserve the quality of accommodation that's fit for the modern age.
To the northeast of Wolverhampton, another large redevelopment has now been completed in the Heathtown area.
The 1960s high-rises were desirable, fashionable even, but today the signs of neglect are everywhere. 4 residents have told me their stories about an estate where more than 30 nationalities live. It's the world in microcosm.
In the 80s I moved down here. It was lovely then, and today it ain't much cop for me, you know.
And what do you make of the people who live here now?
Some of them all right and some of them ain't.
They were given the opportunity to choose.
Irene in D4 from Cameroon has 5 children and came to Heathtown as an asylum seeker a decade ago.
For some families, language is a barrier. There are families that come from countries where English is not their language. There is overcrowding because a lot of families are big families.
Shamar Fairclough grew up here. Now 21, he says there must be more for young people to do.
If you know about Heathtown, it's just dead, especially for the young people coming up as well. They're just going to end up getting into badness and that, so I think that's what Heathtown needs.
There was a police station here, but it closed. A sign perhaps that the drug and gambling dens of the 1980s are no longer a feature. There's still hope. A family centre set up around the same time, which despite funding cuts is supporting 2,000 people with everything from housing advice to English language lessons.
They can get despondent because so much has been promised over the years and never happened, and I think this one's really important because I think when it starts to happen, I think people will really start to believe in this area again.
The Cherville Rise maisonettes will never appear in a glossy brochure, but for now it's still the place the Jaline family call home after leaving Sudan for a better life.
The job is good, the life is good, the money is good, and everything is okay here, but Sudan is have nothing.
You've got these low-rise maisonettes here.
Today the City Council was reinforcing its commitment to this estate and the people who live here, having set aside £5 million on getting the land primed for the big build. A year ago, the council told me that they would have a developer appointed by this summer to drive millions of pounds of investment into Heathtown. Clearly that hasn't happened yet and won't happen until the end of the year at the earliest. But people here tell me they're used to the wait. Ben Godfrey, BBC Midlands Today, Wolverhampton.
And BBC WM will be broadcasting from Heathtown throughout the week. Tomorrow, the Sonny and Shay show will be coming live from the estate from 2 p.m. Now, what better way to spend a glorious